Hey everybody, this is Jenny McGarvey, and you can see a look at last week in my memory planner, and I am getting ready to share with you this week in my memory planner. As you can see, this is the big Kaleidoscope Happy Planner, and I have pulled it out of the discs so that I can work on this nice smooth surface. Right there, I shared with you the 4x6 card that I'm going to use for this top left-hand box. These are all cards from my stash this week. I'm not using a kit. I'm not using anything like that. I literally went through my stash. I looked for a red and a couple of turquoise cards that I could use, and I am adhering it with my Scotch ATG gun. Now, as you can see, I measured the box and I just trimmed that down using my paper trimmer to the exact size. And this is all going to be part of a cluster. So as you can see, I have laid down a sticker, and this is from Mila's print shop, and she's on Etsy, and she has some amazing stickers, and her vinyl stickers, they are fantastic. They're really super thin, and then they've almost got this like iridescent sheen to them, but it's just barely noticeable. I really love them. Now I'm going to use this baseball die cut. This is from Doodlebug Designs, and it's just too stinking cute, and I love it layered underneath the sticker but on top of the card that I trimmed, and I think the whole thing looks really great together. I am a big fan of this particular color scheme, the red and the white and the turquoise together. I think it looks really nice, and so I was very excited to do this particular week in my memory planner with that color layout. Sorry. Now I'm going to be using a variety of items from my stash. I'm going to be using different stamps, like this one from Scraptastic Club, and then all of my different stamping inks. Now, I'm going to only use the red Versa Fine, and then I will also use a turquoise Versa Color, but first and primarily I'm going to use the red Versa Fine. Now, I am stamping with firm pressure, but I'm not rocking back and forth, and as you can see, I just stamped directly on my tabletop. When you use a high quality photopolymer stamp that is made in the USA, you won't have any problems. You won't need any tips, you won't need any tricks, you don't need to put it on a mat or anything like that. You will just get a good impression with a high quality ink and firm pressure. Now I've pulled out a sticker from Lily Henry, and I have added that onto Tuesday as I'm finished with my planning for Monday. And obviously I'll go back and add some journaling or embellishing or whatever I choose later in those open spots. But for now, I'm just going ahead and adding all of my different plans. Now I'm using a stamp with this turquoise ink, and it's just a star icon, very simple. It's really old from big picture classes, but it doesn't really matter. Lots and lots of different sets have stars, so it's really not that important. And I'm writing in my activity right next to that icon there. I'm using a Papermate Flair pen for those of you that are curious. It is definitely my favorite pen. I love the way that it writes. It's perfect for me and my handwriting, and I just really like the feel of it. Now I'm also going to pull out this Scraptastic Club stamp with the cutlery, and I have used the Versa Color ink to ink that up, and it's just a turquoise color, and it blends beautifully with the red. I really like that together very, very much. I also really enjoy the mix of stamping and stickers together. I love that I have so many more things open to me when I'm mixing those together. And I also love that the stamps are really cost effective as well. You're not using up stickers. Now, I have a ton of stickers, so I'm really not too concerned with using up my stickers, but I do love to stamp. So that's definitely something for me. It really makes me feel creative, and like the whole process is super fun. Now I'm just going to go ahead and write my activity on this particular sticker. And one of the things that I do like about certain stickers, including that one that I just used, is when they can be peeled up and moved a little bit for a little while after you put them down and don't tear the paper. So that's always an added bonus, isn't it? So like a removable sticker, or one that at least has a little bit of time for moving after the fact. Now, as you can see, I've added another little box using the red VersaFine ink, and then I'm using these teeny tiny little baseball icon stickers to go in that little tiny circle. I do have a baseball stamp that works there, but I wanted to use the sticker. It works out okay. Now I've moved that up because I was thinking that maybe I could use some washi tape right there in between those two items because I thought that maybe I wouldn't put anything else there. So maybe I would be able to add a little bit of decoration in the future. Now I've pulled out the right-hand side of the layout so I can get to work on that. And I am going to continue, obviously, the baseball theme. And obviously, I will continue to use both stickers and stamps on this side. Now I'm just going to go through my stickers and look for a sticker that will work for what I need on Thursday. And sometimes that's the biggest part of the challenge, is maybe not deciding on the theme or deciding on the color or those types of things, but to find the actual items to use once you've decided. So I'm just using this cute little, almost like an arrow sticker from the Planner Junkie. I love to use like an arrow sticker pointing towards an icon and then write my activity on that sticker, or combine the icon and the arrow sticker and then write next to it, like with it pointing to it. I think that's a really cute way to change it up a little bit and also keep things really super simple. It's often very, very easy to find an icon or an arrow sticker or stamp, and they're usually quite plentiful on a page because they're small and they're compact and you can usually fit a lot of them. Now I'm going to go back through and try to find what will work for the rest of my activities. And again, like I mentioned, there's just usually so many choices, it can be hard to decide which specific item to use. So maybe narrowing down the color or the theme or the idea was very easy, but selecting that one little detail can be very, very difficult. However, that's why I usually do try to stick to a specific kit or at least a general idea of type of things so that I don't have this problem so much. However, if you've watched any of my videos before, you know that I have that problem often with the Happy Planner stickers because there's just so many. Anyway, so I pulled out that little label sticker with the baseball on the side, and what's the word? I can't think of the word. I have it right on the line on the right side, and the top one I had right on the line on the left side. And I really like that alternating way of doing things there. Now, as you can see, I got all of my activities in that top box, which is very exciting. It leaves a little bit of room for some different things down in the bottom. And I have taken another one of those die cuts from Doodlebug Design, and I have layered on top of it a full box sticker, or what is classified as a full box sticker. Obviously, in the Big Happy Planner, it does not take up the entire box because, let's be honest, the boxes are huge, right? I went ahead and wrote all the activity information right on top of the sticker, and I love the layering right there, but I know that I want to continue the overall layering theme, so I will get back to that a little bit more in the future. However, I'm going to go ahead and ink up my stamp and go ahead and stamp on Saturday just that little push pin. The push pins are one of my very favorite icons. I think it's just such a fun way to make a reminder, like, oh yeah, don't forget, like you might, use a cork board and a push pin and a little note or something like that. Now I've pulled out another box stamp that I haven't used in quite some time and inked that right up with the turquoise Versacolor. And then in the little box, I also added one of those teeny tiny little stickers that are the baseballs. And I'm just going to write out all of the information for the game right there in that stamp. And then obviously you can see there's still quite a bit of room for stamping or stickers above the baseball, but then also there's a little bit of room to layer on top of the baseball as well. So I'm using my Pilot permanent pen. I got this on Amazon, but you can use a Sharpie Ultra Fine if that's a little bit easier for you to find. You can usually get those at Walmart or Target or wherever your local store is. And I went ahead and wrote the information for that particular baseball game on that sticker. And that's another one of the ones from Mila Plans on Etsy. And I'm a huge fan. You'll see me using a lot of those in videos to come because they're really super high quality, great colors, and good designs as well. So now I have my activities for Saturday, and I have been using my stamps, and I'm loving that, particularly the little, like I already said, the little push pins. The benefit is they're super cute and they really do a good job of telling the story, but they're also pretty compact as well. So you can definitely get the idea across, but it looks good too. Now I've pulled out a piece of scratch paper, and then these are my Crayola Super Tip markers. I picked these up at, I think, Target. I don't know. They're very inexpensive and they're cute and come in a ton of colors. I'm going to practice and see if I can do my brush lettering with these markers in the size that I need. The different tips of the markers allow you to have a different size of writing, and so I wanted to make sure that I would have enough room in the Happy Planner to write with these particular markers. And I wanted to use these markers because they had the turquoise, which would match with the overall color scheme. My normal standard Crayola markers obviously don't have a turquoise. They have a royal, they have a purple, but they don't have a turquoise. So I wanted to use these super tips to stay with the overall color scheme of my layout. So I'm just going ahead and in my brush lettering writing happy birthday, and I turned it over for you real quick so that you could see that it wasn't bleeding through, which is super exciting because I really wasn't entirely sure how that would work, but it turned out fantastic. So now I've got that all finished, and I'm going to pull out my self-healing mat and then my ruler, and I'm going to draw some lines for my journaling. And I'm using a red flare pen this week, which is, if you want to know the truth, the very, very first time I have not used black, which is crazy. I've been doing this technique for years and years and years and years, and I've never used a colored pen. But my friend Aunt Michelle uses a colored marker all the time, and I always think it's super cute, so I decided that this week was going to be the week that I tried it out. So I've gone back to my black flare pen to do the actual journaling on the lines and just add in all of the details. Now, the Tuesday, April 4th, was my son's birthday, so I definitely wanted to make note of some of the little details of that day, and that's what I'm doing right here with this journaling on these lines that are covering the majority of Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Now, as you can see, I already printed my photos. I used the Pick Frame app on my iPhone, and then I print the photos themselves on the Canon Selfie. And if you're curious how I do this, I have a video from last year, so you just have to scroll back a few pages that shows you exactly how I do this. Now, unusually, I had a couple of photos that I wanted to include for Monday. And so what I've done here is I have trimmed one down to 3x4, but then I'm also going to use the paper punch, the round circle one, and punch that out. And then I'm going to trim off the top edge so that it will sit flush along the bottom of the little stamped area that I created. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine the two photos together. So I'm basically going to layer the circle photo on top of the rectangle photo. And truth be told, I think that's actually super cute and I really like it, and hopefully I will remember to do it again in the future because I'm actually a really big fan. So I'll use my Scotch ATG gun to go ahead and adhere them together. But first, I'm going to take this other picture that is of my son and my dog, who they both incidentally share a birthday. And I'm going to trim it down to fit in that box and then adhere it right there first. What I wanted to do was make sure that those things all looked okay together before I adhered down those other ones. Because if you want to know the truth, the photo of my son and my dog was more important. And so that's definitely one of the things to consider as well when you are making these layouts, is the parts that are most important. Not only the activities and the events and all of those things as well, but if there's design elements, if there's one thing that you really specifically want, then you need to make sure that that's able to be incorporated and that the less important details or additions to the page don't overshadow it or make the original one look bad. So for example, if those two photos had made that look bad, I would have not put them there. Now, as you can see, I've adhered some of my other photos as well. And again, I'm just using the Scotch ATG gun to get some of that adhesive on the back of those photos so that I can adhere them to the page and make sure that they stick. I love the Scotch ATG gun because the adhesive is super, super sticky. The refills are inexpensive and they last a really long time. Now, sometimes I get them stuck down and I need to pull them back up because they did not work exactly the way that I wanted them to, or maybe I had a different idea for things. So, for example, that photo that I had adhered up in the Saturday morning slot. It was great there, but I had forgotten that I wanted it to be part of this baseball cluster down at the bottom. So I simply pulled it up, trimmed the photo, and then stuck it down at the bottom where I wanted it to be, which was part of the different stickers and the baseball die cut cluster. So now you can see that I have that entire top section open, and I mean, I would be remiss if I did not decorate it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out a white doily, trim the top off so it sits flush with the top, and then adhere it down. Now I will also use one of those Doodlebug design baseball die cuts to go up there as well. And it's just so stinking cute. I'm in love with those die cuts anyway, and then they're just the perfect thing for this particular layout. Now, as you can see, I'm using these little die cut stickers from Biggle Bean Studio, and when I tell you they are adorable, they are totally adorable. The fonts are great, the colors are perfect, and they are fabulous for any baseball themed, well, pretty much anything, but planner layout is what I was going to say. So now I'm going to just select a few of them and place them throughout the page in different configurations so that they can be put together with different clusters of things and see where they go well and see where they fit, honestly, size-wise and not theme-wise, but, you know, where do they go? Like that love one right there, obviously that goes great with a really cute picture of my son. So that's what I mean by going, because obviously you want them to fit size-wise, but there are a few washies that I pulled out as well that I thought would go really good. I have two different baseball specific ones, and then one that is red with white polka dots, and it's just too stinking cute. Now I have gone ahead and measured that bottom box, and I measure every single time. Even though I have the dimensions in my head, I still measure to make sure that I don't screw it up, just so that I can get that little Project Life card trimmed down and in that box and looking good. Now I'm going to peel the back off of these stickers. I believe that when you purchase these from Biggle Bean, they come on a regular sheet. She had miscut these, and so she sent them to me, and because she knew that I would appreciate them since I'm such a baseball fan. And let me tell you, these stickers are totally thick. They've got a clear background, and they were absolutely positively perfect for this layout. So I'm super excited about those. So now I'm just going to continue to pull the backs off of these stickers and get them stuck down in their different configurations. And I'm just really excited about it. I feel like I actually chose really good spots for them, and they coordinate well, and they just look really good in the little placements where they are supposed to go. And they're just a really fun, welcome addition to this layout, because obviously I have the baseball die cuts, obviously I have photos and all the rest of those things, but these are just really fun embellishments to this particular page. Now, as you can see, I also have another little Project Life card that I trimmed. Now, you will notice that I left one corner not squared up, so I left it rounded. I just thought that looked so cute, and I loved the way that it just added a little bit more style to the page, so I definitely was very excited to leave that right there. So now I've got a little piece of washi tape laid down right there, and then I went ahead and used my X-Acto knife to trim the edge, and I'm going to place a little bit more washi up at the top. Now I'm going a little bit washi crazy on this layout. I mean, and when I say washi crazy, I mean washi crazy for me, but it's just so cute, and I couldn't even help myself, and it went perfectly with this particular layout. So adding a few different well-placed strips was a really good idea as far as I was concerned, including this one where it's vertical right there on the Tuesday morning section. Am I right? So now it is time to add a few more lines for journaling, just a little bit left on this right-hand side, and then that'll be it for me. I'll add my journaling and I will be complete. So thank you so much for stopping by and watching my video. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoy it, please leave me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, leave it in the comment box below, and I will do my very best to get back to you. Thank you so much, and make it a great day.